Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm back here in Genshin Impact because we are finally going to be building my Chasca. And I know this video might sound kind of random, but it's actually really not. I know that Nodcry is already out and Chasca was totally last patch, but it has been a while since I've done a good old building video and I really miss doing this, so I was like, why not film this today as I show you guys my Chasca. Now, I actually pulled Chasca, I think about a month ago. I didn't upload the footage of that, but I still have it, so here's footage of me getting Chasca.
From the Masters of Natlan.
Hey there, I'm Aoife, a sorrow vet from the Flower Feather Clan.
Chasca, Flower Feather Clan. Any disputes you need me to end for you? Depending on the situation, it could cost you a little dignity, a few drinks, or potentially a round of ammo.
I spent like all of this month and last month farming for her because I pretty much decided on a whim that I was going to pull for her. I hadn't planned for in advance and I just played her trial like once when I joined back Genshin earlier this year. And I was like, Chasca is such a cool character, and I like her E-skill thing, and I was like, okay, why not pull for my first Natlan 5-star, and let's make it Chasca. So right now what I have is all of her artifacts. I'm okay with them. They're not the greatest artifacts I've ever had in my life because they were kind of rushed, and it was also my first time ever farming the Obsidian Codex domain. You'll see what I'm talking about with that in a little bit, but I have all of her Ascension materials. I have all the Hero's Wit, Mora, and Talent books that I need to actually raise her, so let's get into it. Now, as you can see, she is level 1. I've only played with her a little bit, so that's why she's up to level 2, almost level 2. Now for her weapon, she's going to be running a level 90 Skyward Harp. This wasn't my first choice when it came to weapons. I had originally wanted to go with one of the Battle Pass weapons, Scorching something, I don't remember what it was called, but I had kept running into an issue with crit rate. Not the issue you would think though, I actually had and still have way too much crit rate. But now, let me show you what we've got for artifacts. So, first up, she's got this flower. We can totally ignore the death stat. I do have other flowers that I have started to raise. This one is much better than this one, but I haven't rolled it yet. Maybe I'll do that later in this video and see if I get anything better. This one I started, but I'm probably gonna trash it because of all of this defense. Now, for her feather, I was gonna go with this one. I had this one originally, but as you can see, there's like no crit damage on that, and I really am desperate for crit damage at this point. So this is the feather she's going to be running. It's got some EM on there too for that extra damage. Now for her sands, I had originally chosen this one, and I think I still am definitely going to use this one because it has both crit rate and crit damage, a little bit of defense, but that's alright. I started to raise this one, but it went too much into crit rate, so I kind of trashed it. This one is probably going to be the one that I use. I know it doesn't look as good as this one, but because this one has more crit damage and elemental mastery and ER on it, I was like, I just feel like this one might be better. This one was okay, but it's not attack, and I wanted her to be more like a main DPS than a swirl thing, so I was gonna hang on to it, maybe like reshape it because it went all into defense, but I have yet to figure all that out. Now for her crown, this was the first crown that I got for her, and this is the one I'm going to use because it has 2 attack stats on it, and I've got it to roll into crit rate a few times, which is great. The def stat, I don't really care about that much, but it is what it is. Now for her goblet, you might be a little bit confused as to why I'm running an attack % goblet. I'm also a bit confused as why I'm running an attack goblet. From what I've heard and what I'm seeing here is clearly attack is the better choice. I'm not exactly sure why, I have to look into her talents more for that, but for right now I'm going to keep the attack goblet on her. She is of course C0, her talents of course are level 1 because she's level 1, and that brings our final ratio up to 1800 attack. She's got a little bit of def, which is going to increase as we ascend her, 75 EM, for a final ratio of 206 over 58. Now, you might be looking at that crit rate and be like, well, why is that a problem? Let me share that with you. So right now, she's getting 22 crit rate from this. We're going to add this up as we're doing this. So she gets 22 from that. But if you look down here, this is where my problem starts. She gets 40% more crit rate as she consumes Night Soul points for 6 seconds. So that's 20 plus 40, which is 60. And then you ascend her, and she gets an extra 20%. But that is not all, because from her artifacts, she's also getting an additional 30%. So I don't know what that number is altogether, but the last time I added it up, it was somewhere around 110%, which is just barely over the amount that I would stick with. I spent the last month trying to even it out as much as I could. At one point, it was a lot worse than this, so I'm glad that I've made sort of an improvement. But I think now it is finally time to do some ascension, so let's do that now, I guess. Alright, there she is, level 90, the crit rate situation is worse than I thought, to be honest with you. 78.1 plus 40 is 118.1% crit rate. I think after we collect this, we can start doing her talents. I'm pretty sure I gathered the materials to get her up to 888. If I have a little bit less than that, we could just figure something out. I don't know. I haven't actually used her in a real team comp yet, of course, so this is going to be really exciting. But let's raise those talents. Okay, so I just realized mid-recording that my microphone was off while I was explaining how I'm going to organize this team comp, and that I was talking about her talents. But to sum it all up for you, basically what I was saying was that I finished raising her talents, and I have a team comp that I've set up for her, and I'm gonna do some research and maybe switch some things around. Now for characters I want to use, I'm obviously not going to include any more Geo, Animo, or Dendro characters, but I want to include supports of the other elements that Animo can swirl with. I don't, however, think I'm going to be using Cryo, because almost all of my Cryo supports are for other Cryo characters, and all my Cryo characters are main DPSs, so Shenhe would not be very useful in this situation, is basically what I'm trying to say. Earlier I explained how Yelan, although she is a great Hydro support, she's probably not going to be as useful for Chasca in this situation, because Chasca is not a main attack DPS. However, I do think that I want to use Farina because she is just such a universal Hydro support that I really think she'll be able to nail in and help us with that damage, especially with what she can do with her burst. Besides Farina, I definitely want to include a Pyro character and an Electro character. Most of them are probably all going to be off-field. First, I think for Electro, Fischl has never failed me. especially as an Electro support. I mean, she has just been so wonderful for like basically anything that I need her to do. She does great. She does great for Dendro teams, Hyper Bloom. She does great for anything else I need her, like my Eula team for Superconduct. And she is one of the characters who is also sharing my Linny Bow. If you don't remember that video, you should go watch it. It was a wild ride. I know it might look a little strange that she's only level 80. I really need to get to ascending her soon, but because I'm busy ascending so many characters at the same time, I am literally running out of materials. So for right now, Official's got some Thundering Fury going on for that Electro damage. I would put Golden Troop on her, but my Farina is using all of my Golden Troop pieces, just because I think that's a better application for that personally. Now, if I could find a Pyro support that would be good for this situation. Another option for me was, where is she? Here she is. Shining, because she is incredibly versatile, just like Farina. When she's got a bunch of energy recharge, you can pretty much have that constant Pyro application. It looks a little strange, but I don't know. Cause I don't know. It's okay. I need to stop yapping and we need to just get into this. Okay, future Ashe here. Something I'd like to point out. After this video, I did a bunch of research after I figured out that my Chasca was failing to do the amount of damage that I wanted her to. This next showcase portion of this video is shown with me using a different weapon, this time using Aqua Simulacra instead, because that makes her ratio so much better than before. And the passive on Skyward Harp doesn't really do anything for her in this case. So I hate the fact that I'll have to share Aqua with somebody, but because I don't use Yelan all the time, I think it's gonna be okay. And for the team comp instead, I ended up switching from Xiangling to Bennett because of Bennett's skill or his burst, excuse me, and that attack boost makes it way better. Still keeping Fischl though because she is a vital part of this test, but this next showcase should be a lot better than the numbers that I was hitting before. So, thanks for that. Now here's our newly formed team. Let's go get burst one more time and then try this and see that it actually does what I would like it to do. I'm deciding to do it on Fat Guy. I don't know what the actual name of the boss is, but for right now, Fat Guy is gonna be who we roll with. That was so much better than it was before. I should show you the footage of me trying to do this with my dinky little... Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Now, I am very satisfied with what I just achieved. I'm so glad that I switched because that was horrendous at first. Okay, I think I will say, although a little bit of a letdown at first because I didn't know what I was doing, now that I do know what I'm doing just a little bit more than I did before, I am satisfied with the way that this turned out. I don't know if... my only concern with these Natlan 5 stars is the efficiency that I can achieve by using them outside of Natlan, because of that little bar down there by my health. I know that basically means that her E skill is gonna last for a shorter amount of time, which is a little bit rough. That means that I'll have to rely a little bit more on other characters in my team, which is not a huge issue, but I think it'll just be something that I'll have to get used to when it comes to using her outside of Natlan. But I definitely see myself using her in the future. She is so cool. She's very unique. I've never actually played a character like her at all. Alright guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I am so happy to be back recording more videos. It feels so great. But if you enjoyed watching me build Chasca, and I guess technically my summons for her from the past, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. so you can see more videos that will come out sometimes. But yeah, that is all from me. I will see you guys next time. Bye! Her health is something I should take care of first, though, because everybody is on life support. Side note, I love how you can hear the little guy snoring over there.